Yes, welcome back to The Agenda. Katie Chambers here, all the way through until 1 p.m. And we're discussing summer jobs on the show this hour. If you have a teenager rattling around at home, 15 plus, they can get something called a juvenile work permit, which under certain conditions means they can work in certain roles. They can't work at night. They can only do 6 hours. They have to have a break. Lots of conditions. But it does mean that they can legally get paid work here in the private sector. But the big challenge we know is that there are few and far between these opportunities for teenagers in the private sector. But one firm that really is sort of opening the doors and has done, I think they've had 80 interns over so many years, is Genie Recruitment. And we're joined in the studio by Emily Doherty, Associate Director. And also, she's brought with her Benny Kwang. He was an intern at Genie Recruitment, and that has now translated into a full-time role. Thanks so much for sticking with us, guys, and discussing this, I think, a really important topic. Emily, if I come to you, so when you have somebody wanting to do a summer job, what do you look for in them? You know, if somebody's listening now and they think, oh, I'd like to come and do that, what do you look for?
So honestly, it's all about soft skills, isn't it? I feel like you can't embed someone's personality into them. That's who they are. So for us, it's all about eagerness. We always look for people that are quite inquisitive as well. You know, people that come to us, ask questions. Because we don't expect everyone to understand recruitment agencies or how that business model works. I mean, a lot of people don't at that age, but it's more about eagerness and willingness, I think. And I think they're only instilled in people naturally, aren't they?
Yeah. And do you think that young people are waiting too long before getting their first experience of the workplace?
I think so, because I think there was the limitations, right, of permits and so on. But obviously we were talking earlier, like in the UK, you're enabled from 16 to be in the workforce, right? Whether that's waitressing and hospitality, whether that's working in retail stores. And I feel like that's quite character building and defining as individuals, I think, and independence too.
Yeah, it certainly makes you realise what you do and you don't want to do.
Yeah.
Benny, you're still with us. When was your first experience of a proper corporate job? How old were you?
So, I mean, when I was in university, I was around 19 years old, and I was working as just a student representative, and it wasn't really a corporate role. It was more of just, I mean, my responsibilities were to just take families on tours and convince them to join the university. But
Let me have your money.
Yeah,
I mean, I wouldn't take it if it wasn't unpaid, you know?
Yeah.
But yeah, and then afterwards, after I graduated, I joined Genie, and I think that was my first form of formal employment with them. And it's a real eye opener. You know, there's a lot of things that teenagers don't know about the job market, and you know, just being in a corporate office just teaches you a lot.
Yeah, but I can't believe it was. So you were 21 before you got your first taste of corporate world.
Yeah.
At school here, do you do work experience?
In university?
No, in your school. So you're,
secondary.
Secondary school.
No, it wasn't a thing back then for teenagers to work in this country. That's why I think it's sort of a new thing happening right now.
I mean, I don't know, even if, because my children aren't at secondary, whether part of the curriculum 16-year-olds can go and do 2 weeks like we do in the UK, Emily. I don't know, but
we've had some from Ambassador School. I think it is per school, to be honest. Obviously, your secondary school was Abu Dhabi, so I don't know if it's slightly different. But we've had some work experience for 2-3 weeks from Ambassador School. They follow British curriculum, so maybe it's specific curriculum.
Yeah. And you're obviously saying young people are waiting too long to get their first taste of the workplace. What would be the best age for you, do you think, to sort of, get them while they're still impressionable?
Yeah. To be honest, I think we've had, we've had 15. Maybe even younger. No, we've had 15 and 16. I think 16 is defining for many people. I mean, that's when I kind of started working as a young adult.
Labour law here, you have to be 15, don't you, or plus.
Yeah.
So and that's how you get the juvenile work permit.
Yeah,
but,
exactly.
Yeah, I mean, and why does it pay dividends to get someone in a workplace that young, getting that experience?
I think it's fresh perspective, isn't it? You know, some of them bring an added value, and to be honest, some don't as well, right? It's we also see it as more of our way of accommodating it too, because I think initially it's more to benefit them, isn't it, right? To have that door open for them and see how the corporate world works, and then for us as well, like some of them come with great initiatives, like we always have them maybe think of quizzes for us to do, and we'll have them quiz the team on our sector that we recruit in and stuff like that. So we always have engaging things for them to do, but we also have them doing like research tasks for us as well. And so we switch things up quite a lot for them too.
And you obviously kept Benny after an internship. He's
Yeah.
now a full-time employee. What percentage of people that come to you, only roughly, do you keep long-lasting relationships with, or, you know, come and work for you ultimately?
I think relationships we always keep. So I'd definitely say well over 50% for sure, relationships, because we've even had some from Ambassador actually come back and do more work experience with us as well, which has been lovely. But in terms of intern to full-time employment, I think we've had maybe 20%, 15, 20%. We have Carol, who works with us now. She was an intern with us in 2020 and then spent some time in the workforce and came back to us, which was lovely. And then we have Macy as well. She started as an internship and then she came on our little apprentice scheme that we've started as well.
So what's the apprentice scheme?
So Macy's our first one who's enrolled in it, but we've kind of created this 1-year training program to learn the full ropes of recruitment. So everything from finding the candidates, how to get clients, how to build those relationships, the full A to Z.
And would that be with the premise that that person goes into recruitment afterwards? You actually want them to be committed to the industry.
And we want them to hopefully be fruitful with us too, you know, and be able to feel the success of that apprenticeship scheme as well. Yeah.
Benny, if I just ask you about summer jobs, did any of your friends have a summer job when they were younger, or do you know anyone now that's working here over the summer?
I do know some people from my university that were working and studying at the same time, but of course it wasn't like full-time 9 to 5. It was more just part-time because they had classes to deal with and they had exams as well. And yeah, I think most of them got it through connections rather than applying. Like they know a family member that knows another family member, you know. I think that's most important for anyone looking for a job. It's the connections and it's the network.
Yeah, but it is also who you know, not what you know, but in a way. And then fake it till you make it.
Basically.
Which I certainly did. I've done a lot of broadcasting, but never done radio on a desk. So, you know, you kind of just have to sink or swim.
Yeah.
Don't you? So, Benny, now you're fully fledged employee rather than, you know, a summer job or an intern. Has it changed your perspective? Do you wish you could have got experience sooner?
I mean, yeah, it would help my CV if I did have experience sooner. But yeah, it's definitely an eye opener. I think there was a lot of assumptions I made about the job market that were completely wrong, and I think a lot of my friends would have the same assumptions.
What were they?
I mean, there was there was sort of this assumption that recruitment agencies were people that you would pay and then they would get you a job. And then when I joined Genie, I found out that's not how recruitment works. It's actually illegal in the UAE.
The client pays.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yes.
Exactly. Yeah. And yeah, Emily had this experience at career fairs where people would come up to her and say, "What can you do for me?"
Oh wow.
You know,
which I don't understand.
I bet that went down really well.
That. I'm like, what can you do for me? More like. But yeah, like Benny said, maybe it's just misconception or misunderstanding, right?
Not understanding how the roles work, I suppose, or how the industry
or like
works.
if there's businesses there for a career fair, you should kind of have the initiative to look at what businesses are exhibiting and
do a bit of research.
What they do, right?
Yeah.
And then if I don't understand what they do, go up to them and ask.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Go up to them and have a conversation with them. I think that's the biggest issue that a lot of students have, is that they come to employers and they're just like, okay, I'm going to graduate on this date. Here's my CV. All right, thank you. Bye-bye. Like, have a conversation, you know, go sit with them, you know, invite them for coffee.
You're going to be way more memorable if you do that.
Exactly.
Definitely.
Emily, I just want to ask you, from a recruiting point of view, are employers increasingly looking for, you know, that practical experience? And do you think a summer job on your CV makes you stand out?
Definitely. I mean, you know, if we were going to hire someone full-time, not talking about summers or internships, we obviously would prefer someone that knows how an office dynamic works, right? Office etiquette, all those kinds of things, punctual, etc. Or even someone that you can maybe just have a quick reference chat with too. That always helps, doesn't it? But I think in terms of areas that people can look at getting work experience in, obviously there's offices. I know a lot of other businesses that would be open to it too, but I think hospitality is definitely one as well, right? You know, there could be weekend afternoon work for them as well, right?
Yeah. Go and make a coffee. Go and learn how to be a barista. So, quick question from Vasily. She said, can teens work during the school year? That's what she said. Would you take
I don't
someone
know.
on?
I mean, we wouldn't mind. I think it would come down to the school, I'd imagine, though, right? Do
And
you think?
maybe
Like,
the school
approval?
holidays.
I
would
think
be
school holidays, definitely. We had 2 from Ambassadors recently, and they just came for 1 week in the most recent school break.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
Really good experience. It's so good to hear, you're one of the few companies doing it. I mean, if you are a company that offers this, message in 4001, and then I can certainly pass your number on to anybody that is looking for work for their teenager, or maybe the teenager's looking for it. I'm always saying the parents are going to be doing the legwork, but maybe the teenager isn't. Benny, Emily, thank you so much for coming in and joining me on the agenda. That was Emily Doherty. She's Associate Director at Genie Recruitment, and Benny Huang. He was an intern at Genie, and that has now translated into a full-time role.
Your home of news, business, talk and sport in the UAE.
There's more to come on Dubai Eye 103.8.